guys, two of my close friends, which makes it a lot better. And, I can't say enough good things about those two. So to have those two with us and a part of this Casper College men's basketball program is really nice for me. It takes a huge load off my back because they do so much, and their knowledge is far beyond their youth. I mean, we're all around the same age. We're all really young, which makes it fun and exciting, and I think it's fun and exciting for our players.
That's head coach Danny Russell. We'll have the tip coming up next. AM 1400 ESPN.
Don't let winter cramp your style. Get yourself a 4x4 SUV. A go-anywhere, do-anything vehicle that gives you confidence. Live for now.
Visit your neighborhood retailer to quench your thirst with the refreshing taste of Pepsi. Make each moment count with an ice-cold Pepsi. Live for now. Grab one today.
Welcome back to the Swede. C.J. Sabels will start. Number 10, Nick Jurgensen. And we're having a lot of confusion, Rick, with the lineup doesn't match the program whatsoever. So we'll try to get all that figured out.
Yeah, some different names listed in the hard copy of the program. Of course, we do have access to some online statistics, and you can check that out as well. If you go to tbirds.cc, you can check out the men's basketball schedule and either watch the game from their website or continue to listen along here. And, of course, you can also join us online as well at am1400espn.com.
Here's your bird lining up. Casey Riley is a guard, redshirted from Rock Springs, Wyoming. Number 11, Jay Wright from Rikon, Georgia. He is a freshman. Also starting tonight, number 13, Daniel Nowusu. He's a 6'1 freshman. He's from Ontario. Number 15, George Edwards, is a 6'6 forward from Chicago, Illinois. And number 20, Tanner Morgan. He's a freshman, 6'9 from Salem, Oregon. Your head coach is Danny Russell, assisted by Mike Plank and Casey Riley. Well, let's get our seatbelts on. I don't know if we're going to see a 104-86 game, but we'll see.
I bet it's pretty close to that.
Well, if Air Force plays like their varsity, they like that slow-down style where they got to milk the clock and they do the Harvard-Princeton cuts and stuff like that. So
a lot of ball movement is what we should expect to see here out of Air Force.
Yep. So we will see, and we're ready for game 2 right up here from the Swede. Well, we saw Rosie Brown on the football field last night as the assistant coach to Coach Harspert. He's a Division I college official. He travels all over does a lot of Pac-10 and Big Sky and the WAC. He is here tonight with Mr. Kirk Durchie, and let's think that was a football player, wasn't it? This is his dad, Mr. Durchie. We'll go with that. So the Air Force Academy, go left to right on your radio dial. And T-Birds wearing their red unis with the white numbers. And they'll start off with a man-to-man defense as Air Force. The prep is working it in. And they do get it to Jurgensen. Jurgensen to Siebels. Now they're down to 13 on the shot clock, looking for the backdoor cut. Now they're way out, about 40 feet away from the basket with 6 seconds to go. Now they turn it over. So, yeah, they took it all the way down, Rick, to 4 and didn't get anything. Nice job by the T-Birds defense as they were able to keep their feet moving and keep the ball out on the outer perimeter. The Huskies, good ball movement, just no opportunities to work the ball inside. So Edwards gets it into their point guard, Jay Wright. Jay Wright runs the point for Coach Russell and the Thunderbirds. T-Birds get it to Nate McGintley. Nate was out most all of last year with that knee injury. He's a good kid from Boulder, Colorado. All healthy this year. So Casey Riley, T-Birds being real patient here themselves. They're down to 7 seconds on the shot clock and a bad pass. So turnover. Yeah, that time Edwards looking for an outlet pass, couldn't find it, tried to throw it across the lane. Pass intercepted by the Huskies as they bring it across the timeline. Actually, Nate didn't get the start tonight. It's Wright and Riley at the point. Now they'll go inside, back outside. 3 on the way is no good. T-Birds run down the rebound. He was out of bounds. It'll be Air Force basketball. Yeah, good hustle by Jay Wright on the far side, trying to get over there for the long rebound. Unfortunately, he was out of bounds when he finally made contact with the ball. So 18:37 to go here in the first half, just underway of our doubleheader. Coach Canari's ladies win 104-86 to go 2-0. Danny Russell looking to go 2-0 also. And here's Jurgensen. He's a freshman from Minnesota. Top of the key. Good hands by Edwards on the turnover. Yep. Boy, and Edwards couldn't quite catch up with it, so he's got to take it back out, and they'll set up the offense to right outside the arc to Riley. Riley gets it into Edwards. Edwards bulls his way in, misses it, but he tips it back up and in. Yeah, good job by Edwards, not only hustling down and tight-roping the tightrope walking the baseline, but now getting his own tip in for the first points of the ballgame. Here's Graham, Hayden Graham. He's a 6'5" forward from Austin, Texas. Graham up to Siebelus. To Jurgensen. Jurgensen left-handed shot, too hard off the back iron, no good. Rebounded underneath by George Edwards. Edwards to Wright. Wright to Riley. Riley to Wright. Edwards, spin move, he's fouled. 2 shots. Huskies already kind of showing a little bit of being winded, or at least the inclination that they might be a little winded here, as the pace been pretty even on both teams. I think as far as size-wise goes, it looks like pretty evenly matched teams here as we're just getting started. 17:32 remaining here in the first half. Edwards will have 2. First one drops in. He'll have 1 more. Basketball conditioning's, I think, one of the few things that anybody likes in athletics, having to run lines. You hear it time and time again. I watched them work out 3 or 4 times this week, and watching the girls and boys run lines, no thanks. Yep. I could probably do 2. Call the paramedics. 2 more than I would do. Call the paramedics. T-Birds up by 4. Here's Floss. A nice steal by the T-Birds. Williams, and another steal, another turnover. Nice pass, laid up and in. Got it to go. Right for 2, and Air Force wants a quick 30. Down 6 set. Yeah, 2-on-1 fast break. Nuoso, nice dish to Wright. Wright with the easy lay-in. T-Birds lead 6-0 here early. Good start for Danny Russell's Thunderbirds. We'll be back up at the Swede next week for a doubleheader on Saturday. We'll have the prep game of the week. NCHS travels to Gillette to take on the number 1 and undefeated Camels, and Gillette will have that at 6:45, 7 o'clock kickoff. Busy weekend. Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, of course, hoping we get one more game behind that as well. Yeah, the defending state champs are the NCHS Mustangs, so They're going to be hungry.
I honestly believe whichever team wins is going to have the upper hand headed to Laramie for the state championship.
Yeah, they'll take on either Sheridan or Cheyenne East, and East's got to go back up to Sheridan where they got beat, I think it was 52-14 in that first matchup. Here's Williams across the timeline, gets a big pick from Graham. Air Force only attempted a couple of shots here, and we played over 3 minutes. Here is Seabolds on the dribble to Floss, and now travel.
Extra step there by Ryan Manning, trying to get the bounce pass inside to Seipels.
That's their 5th turnover, and I think they've only had maybe 6 possessions. So good defense by the Birds, forcing these turnovers, and here's Wright. Right across the timeline goes to Edwards. Edwards dribbles down to Wasu, and then back up top to Riley. Casey Riley, a redshirt kid, played all of last year in practice, and that's always tough to do, and there's a travel on the T-Birds.
Yeah, extra step by Edwards there.
And Chase Riley's brother is Casey Riley, the assistant coach.
Edwards had taken a first pivot step and then decided from there he was going to try to do the 1-2 to the basket and got caught with the travel.
So Graham will bring it down and make it Jurgensen brings it down into the corner. In the corner to Williams. 3 in the corner by Williams is no good, or Jurgensen is no good. Here comes your T-Birds. Here's Wright. Right to Riley. Riley goes inside to Vasquez, and it's there.
Yeah, one correction here. Number 10 is actually Trevor Lyons.
Okay.
So there's one change that we can fix on the hard copy there.
Number 10 is Lyons.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the game, the lineups in the program do not match at all the jersey numbers.
Now the T-Birds cruising here. They're up 9-zip. This is completely opposite of the girls' game, which was really close for the first 10, 12 minutes. So here's Lyons on the dribble, and another, nope, they'll keep it here with Air Force.
Good job by Riley fronting the point guard in Lyons. Able to keep his feet moving and force Lyons to pick up the ball and pass it. Here comes an inbound play for the Huskies.
They'll have 23 on the shot clock. Get it into Long. He's a Flagstaff, Arizona prep school guard, and he turns it over.
Looked as though the Huskies were thinking that pass was tipped by Casper College. Officials think otherwise. T-Birds with the ball.
T-Birds on the attack. Being really patient here. Turnaround left-handed jump shot is no good. Putback is good, though.
Edwards in great position for the rebound and the easy putback, and now the T-Birds lead 11-0.
Now Air Force is not playing very good. They are 0 for, they've only taken 3 field goals, but they have 6 turnovers.
Hand check called against the T-Birds, so another inbound coming for the Huskies.
Here comes the sophomore, Nate McGintley checks in, 6'3", 200-pounder from Boulder, Colorado. Also checking in is 33, Garrett Swanson. Swanson, 6'7", he's from Spokane, Washington. He's via Marquette University. So a D1 player stepped down to get a little more playing time at the junior college level. There's a turnover almost by Air Force. They'll have to call a timeout, jump ball, and it'll be T-Bird ball.
Ryan Manning onto the hardwood to get the loose ball, and in the scramble, unable to get his hands together to get that timeout called. So another turnover in the arrow possession. T-Birds another opportunity to extend this lead.
Here's Wright on the dribble. Wright goes to Nate McGintley. McGintley, Casey, Riley. Riley to Wright outside the arc on the right side. McGintley for 3, swish! Nate McGintley for 3.
From dead on, 20 feet out, able to drain that. 14-0 now. T-Birds on top.
Here's a shot up there is good.
Yeah, foul's going to be called against number 33. That's Swanson. Actually, they're going to call that against... Yeah, it had to be 33.
Well, the funny thing about this, Rick, is Air Force has got just looking, not counting, about 16, 17 kids, and they only actually got 3 guys on the bench. So that is, they aren't the All-Stars, and they are not the ABCD prep team because they played earlier. They're not Impact Academy from Vegas.
Yeah, I think they just sent over the wrong information.
Well, I'll check with Fran, our statistician. I was looking through the Air Force roster down at the bench, and it's a different one. We'll try to get that at halftime, but that's all right. First game glitch, no big deal. We know who we want to win anyway. This is the T-Birds, and they are cruising right now at 14-3. And here's a penetration move right to the hoop. Was right. Wright couldn't get it. Putback's there.
Edwards able to tip that in. Luckily, he's not called for over the back as he was on the rebound. Good job by Edwards to add to the lead here.
Cross-court pass to Graham. Air Force just having a hard time getting in their offense. The shot could have been taken by a nice block. They could have had a 3, but instead he took it 2 dribbles in and got it blocked.
Yeah,
that wasn't smart at all.
Edwards elevated, able to get a hand on it and bring it right back down.
Edwards can jump. He's just 6'6".
Just.
Well, that's big enough for us. Here's Edwards to McGintley. Here's Nate. Takes it all the way in, lay it up at him. McGintley for 2.
First points of the ball game for McGintley. Nice long base pass there by Edwards as well.
So on the dribble is the Academy. Graham. 13-11 here in the first half. 20 on the shot clock. They go to the post player, which is Lewis. Shot there is by Seabolds, and he is fouled to go at the line for 2.
Yeah, Chase Riley going to be called for blocking on the shot. So 2 free throws coming as C.J. Seipels.
18-3, the Birds are cruising, and we'll take our first media timeout as you're listening to the Casper College Thunderbirds on AM 1400 ESPN.
The American dream is of a better future, a confident retirement. Those dreams.
To us, and you can check that out as well from the Tbirds website.
Yeah, Dectronic stats are really good. Lions misses the first. He'll have one more.
So far, a dominating performance by the T-Birds, who lead 18-3 with 13:01 remaining here in the first half.
Second one's way off, too, is the other sophomore, Jake Johnson. There were only 2 returners from this team last year, and Jake, 6'11", sophomore from Reno, Nevada. Here's Nate McGintley. McGintley to Swanson. To Jake. Johnson, nice pass to Nate. Lay it up and in. Got it to go. Nice play there.
Nice reverse layup as well as McGintley on the backside glass, able to get it to go up and in.
So Air Force digging themselves a big, big hole tonight here as Seabolds has it. Seabolds to Lions. Back up top of the key, and that's a travel right in front of us. Wow, that was...
Yeah, a couple of quick steps before the ball actually hit the ground for Trevor Lyons. Lyons looked a little upset and kind of miffed at the call, but a good call by the official.
20-3 is our score. If you're just joining us, Coach Canari's ladies win a high-scoring affair, 104-86, and that's a foul. Reach in on Lions. Oh, they'll call that offensively.
Yeah,
okay.
Clean hands by Lyons to knock the ball away, and then just a grabbing call against Swanson. Yeah, as he grabs hold, so he gets called for holding. That is the 4th team foul against the T-Birds.
So we played 8 minutes. T-Birds cruising along with a 17-point lead. And here's Seabolds. Seabolds across the timeline. Gets it to Graham. Back to Lions. Air Force down to 20 on the shot clock. Backdoor, horrible pass. He tried to throw that, Rick, into 4 T-Bird red shirts. How was that going to get there? I have no idea. It didn't.
Yeah, Johnson able to pick the ball up off the hardwood and avoid a traveling call, too.
Carlos Rankin is checked in. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina. 6'2" guard, freshman, played his high school hoops at New Hope Christian Academy. Here's Jake. Jake Johnson.
1-0 being called for the push there. That's Lions.
Yeah.
So quickly, Lions picks up foul. That is the 3rd team foul, as you hear, from the Huskies.
Bird saddled with 4. They'll get it into Carlos Rankins. He's going to run the point for the T-Birds. Rankins, right side. Wrap around pass to big Jake Johnson. Johnson to Rankins. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Edwards. Edwards is really smooth, isn't he?
And he's strong as well. He powers in, grabs the rebound, puts it on the hardwood, and then turns around, spins back to the glass, and puts it in.
Air Force comes down and scores.
That is McGraw, Jacob McGraw on the score, number 20.
That cuts the lead to 22-5. Here's Nate McGintley, gets a high pick from Jake Johnson. Now they'll set it back up to Rankin. All the way to the hoop, and then bringing it back out to set it up again is Edwards. Edwards going to take it on in, and he's
got
traveled.
Tied up,
Yep.
traveled.
Yep, good call.
He was wanting to take the ball straight up and get the shot off, and instead the ball got tied up at his midsection. Good defense by the Huskies there. Get the turnover.
Full court pressure in the backcourt. Here's McGraw. McGraw to Seabolds. Seabolds will bring it across the timeline. He's being guarded by Rankin. Good matchup there. 2 quick players. All the way to the rack, up and in too hard. Seabolds off the glass.
Just too much momentum there by CJ as he laid the ball high up off the glass, missing the rim.
Riley to Edwards. Edwards back up top to Rankin. Rankin's going to get the offense going to Riley. Riley threw a bad pass, entry pass to Morgan. Couldn't handle it. All the way down on this end, the layup is good by Lions.
So we're starting to see some offense here from the Huskies as they settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
As we're just over 10 minutes through the first half of play.
And not too bad a crowd tonight at the Swede for all that's going on tonight around the good old metro area. Here's a turnover.
Another loose ball.
Of the Wyoming Oil and Gas Tip-Off Classic right here at the Swede. Got a good tournament. Central Wyoming College from Riverton, Lamar, from Lamar, Colorado. Had the Impact Academy and the ABC Prep and Air Force and the Wyoming All-Stars, plus the Birds.
Yeah, Chase Riley being called for the block, so that'll be his 2nd foul.
He's going to have to come out.
Yeah, a couple players checking in now as Wright checks in as well as Nuoso for the T-Birds.
Yep.
One free throw here for Jacob McGraw.
22-9, and he's short. So the Academy has cut into that lead. They were down 22-3 at one time. Another turnover by Casper College, and they've turned it over quite a bit, and Air Force does the same thing. That's Air Force's 10th turnover, and we played 11 minutes. They're averaging about a turnover a minute almost.
Yeah, nice hustle that time by Wright to get underneath the ball handler, Leonard, and take that ball away. Actually kind of tied him up long enough so that his feet moved just enough for the traveling call.
We approach the 9-minute mark. Across the timeline is Jay Wright. Wright gets it to Rankins. Rankins back up top to Edwards. Edwards right side outside the arc, back to their guard, Rankin. 23 shot clock. T-Birds just running some motion offense here. Doing a good job. That's offensive foul as Edwards backed his way in, and Rosie Brown said he did a little too much pushing.
Yeah, Edwards, who was hot early, not only rebounding but also in offensive scoring, now having a little bit of more difficulty as the defense for the Huskies has kind of targeted him and realized they got to keep him off the glass.
Yep. So here's Lions. Lions across the timeline. 22-9, 8:44 to go. Steal, turnover. Edwards up the court to the point guard, Rankins. Rankins shakes, bakes, lay it up and in. And one.
Good elevation that time by Rankins. Rankins' hip was on the shoulder of the Husky defender who's called. That's Jacob McGraw, who'll draw the blocking foul. So one free throw to add to the 2 points for Rankins.
The T-Birds went almost, Rick, about 4 minutes without scoring there to let Air Force get back into it a little bit, but they're still way down.
Air Force Prep shooting 44% from the floor. Casper College T-Birds 66% at this juncture with 8:35 remaining. T-Birds on top 24-9 in the first half.
So Graham checks in for Air Force. One coming from Rankin to complete the three-point play the hard way, and he got it. 25-9. T-Birds cruising up here at the Swede tonight. Across the timeline is Graham. Now he's in trouble, but he'll get it out to the point guard. They'll set it back up. They're down to 18 on the shot clock. Goes right side to Lions, or left side to Lions. Now they're down to 10 on the shot clock, and then they turn it over.
Nice takeaway there by Nwosu, getting in the line of the path.
There's a nice shot by Jay Wright.
Easy put in from Wright, 6 feet out. Huskies extend their lead. Or sorry, make that T-Birds extend their lead over the Huskies.
27-9.
Another steal.
Another steal. Air Force is having a hard time getting any offense going whatsoever. 15-foot pull-up is nothing but net by Wright. And a timeout on the floor as the coach from Air Force says, I've seen enough.
The momentum had certainly shifted there. The T-Birds had enough left in the tank, and it looked just to us here, at least to me anyways, that the Huskies are sucking wind.
Yeah, and if usually if you're in the Air Force, you shouldn't be sucking wind.
You shouldn't be. I mean, we're at what, 5,200 feet here, and the folks there in Colorado Springs are about 6,000, 6,100. So you'd think that the elevation isn't a problem. I think it's just early season conditioning, and you tend to get gassed early if you're running hard. And both teams have been playing hard. Just the shooting percentage, the shots not falling for Air Force right now because they've taken 9 shots. Only 4 of them have found the net. Conversely, for the T-Birds, 17 shots have been put up. 12 of them have fallen. 70% from the floor right now for the T-Birds.
And a lot of those, Rick, have been inside the paint for the T-Birds. That's a very good high percentage shot.
Yeah, anytime you can shoot from inside the lane, you got a pretty good shot of putting it in.
You betcha. So Graham will bring it across, and Air Force will get back into their offense. Good defense tonight by your Thunderbirds. Almost another turnover. Here's Graham. Shot is blocked. Good D by the Birds, and here they come. They're going to run this time. They'll bring it down across the timeline. Then they'll back it back out and run offense. Here's a 3. Good.
Nwosu drains the 3 from 18 and a half.
Owasu for 3. It's 7-minute mark here in the first half. That's Lyons on the dribble, and then he'll bring it back out to Graham. Graham goes inside to Michael. Michael to Graham. Down to 12 on the shot clock. 3 on the way is in and out, no good. One of the very few offensive rebounds is taken away by your Birds. Here's Edwards. Left-handed puppy hook is good by Morgan.
Yeah, Tanner Morgan almost standing underneath the rim with the left-hand hook. Nice, easy shot. 34-9 now. T-Birds on top.
Yes, indeed. T-Birds looking pretty darn good. I know Coach Russell said they weren't real big, but they're playing very good basketball, and there's a 3 there.
Yeah, they match up well against this Air Force team for sure as far as size goes. Neither team with a huge height advantage, but I can see where not having that 7-footer on the team could hurt them a little further down the road. But tonight, anytime you shoot over 70%, which is what the T-Birds are doing, I think you're going to be in any ball game.
So, immediate timeout. Birds cruising 34-12. You're listening to Casper College basketball on AM 1400 ESPN.
First Interstate Bank gives you the best of both worlds.
Florida State 35.
That adds up to nearly 5,000.
Yeah, that was a 21 point spread.
If we do nothing, 3.5.
It's early in the game, too.
Oh, it is.
Oh, no,
over
third
the next
quarter.
4 years.
So late in the third.
But there is someone who can change that. And that someone is you. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it.
Yeah, it was a trap.
So make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their
That's
side.
a great move, wasn't it?
Volunteer to reach
Except they
children.
picked it up.
Because the path to success.
Graham deep in the corner to Seabills, and he'll take it to the rack, and he's out of bounds. Turnover again by Air Force. 34-12 is our score, folks. If you just joined us, Coach Canari's ladies roll over Lamar, 104-86. A lot of points in that game. We were saying the first one to 100 scores, and the Lady Birds did it. Here's the Birds on the attack to Nate McGintley. McGintley right side outside the arc on the dribble. Dribbles to the top of the key. Around the horn they go to Jay Wright. 3 on the way is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Air Force.
Air Force getting in better position to clean the glass.
Yeah.
That could help them here later on as this game moves forward.
Well, they need a little run here. That'll be the 7th team foul on the Birds, so 1-1 will take place right now for Air Force.
Taking a look at some college football scores from the Mountain West Conference, New Mexico has tightened up that game in San Diego as they now trail the Aztecs. The Lobos do 28-23. San Diego still on top. That game with 5:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. Boise State at the end of 3 leads Colorado State 35-17.
Yeah, CSU got that bronze boot. That I didn't think they'd beat Boise State, but I thought they'd play a little better at home.
I think that's pretty good when you're taking on a team that's potentially as high-powered offense as Boise State.
Well, you're right. Boise State at 5-3, 3-1, and Colorado State by beating the Cowboys went to 4-4, 2-1 in conference.
Also just underway, Fresno State ranked number 16 in the nation, taking on Nevada in Fresno. That game in the first quarter, no score.
Should be a good one there. And here's the T-Birds, and the ball is stripped, but he was also grabbed his hand, so it'll be a ball possession underneath the basket, the only 5th foul on Air Force.
Yeah, other scores from around the Mountain West Conference. These are final scores. Air Force knocks off Army 42-28. Utah State over Hawaii 47-10. UNLV comes up on the short end of the stick at San Jose as the Spartans of San Jose State win 34-24 over the Rebels.
You know, Rick, in Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors are 0-7, and some of the armchair quarterback says that's the only game Wyoming's going to win, because Wyoming's
down the stretch here. It's quite the possibility for sure.
They got Fresno at home, 3 there. Vasquez for 3. They do play at home against Fresno. That's no gimme, but they got to go to Boise State and
steal
Utah State. And here's Nate McGinley. Oh, and he was that was a foul. 6-team foul, non-shooting foul for Casper College.
Nice hustle by the T-Birds to force the turnover as Nate McGinley is going to get a chance to go to the line.
Well, it wasn't a shooting foul, so...
Well, maybe not. Now they're going to say it's baseline.
Yeah. Jake Johnson checks back in, the 7-footer almost from Reno, 6'11", played at Reno High School. 37-14, 3:51 to go here in the first half, and they do get it in to Rankin. Rankin to McGinley, blows into the paint and puts it up. No good, rebounded underneath, and the foul is on the T-Birds, I do believe. They'll call it on McGinley.
Yes, they will. And the ball will travel the length of the court.
1-1 for Air Force.
Desmond James goes to the line for the Huskies as the Huskies trail the T-Birds 37-14.
See if James can make a couple here. And he makes the first.
Taking a look at some of the shooting charts here, I tell you what, it sure looks like the T-Birds still continuing to dominate inside the paint. They have added a couple of three-pointers, but they're shooting 65% from the floor right now.
Yep.
Pretty good early season basketball.
It is, and that's sort of what the ladies did. They only took, I think, 3 threes on the whole night, and everything was pretty much inside. 3:37 to go, and that's a travel. Turnover, T-Birds.
Yeah, that time Nate McGinley got his feet tangled up and trying to gain his balance and picked the ball up, and when he did that, committed the traveling violation.
So across the timeline is Lions being guarded by Nate McGinley. Around the horn they go to McGraw. McGraw on the dribble. Being guarded by Vasquez, and there's a shot that goes out of bounds. It'll be T-Bird ball. It really wasn't a shot. He just threw it out of bounds.
Jacob McGraw had the ball knocked out of his hands, and he looked to the official trying to get a call, but the official didn't see what Mr. McGraw thought that had happened, so T-Birds with the ball.
Here's Nate McGinley, left side outside the arc. 23 shot clock. We approach the 3-minute mark. He gets it to Jay Wright. Wright to Vasquez. Now those around the horn they go to Wright. Back up top. 8 on the shot clock. Rankins has it now. 3-2, the shot. Nice. If it goes for 3. Really had to make a nice move, did Jay Wright, to get the shot off anyway. So down the court comes Air Force. Right. Well, they thought they were going to take it over Big Jake, but they decided not to. Here's a 3 on the way. It's no good. Tip out. Rebound goes right to McGraw. And then a bullet pass inside, and we got a push on Nate. Nate didn't like the call. That's his second foul.
Yeah, Nate let the referees know, too, that he wasn't happy with the call. So that is Nate's second foul.
Didn't see much there on the bump. 37-16, 2-2-2 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, just a matter of him being Nate throwing his hip out.
Yeah. First one is good.
Yeah, those cheap fouls drive you crazy as a player, drive coaches even crazier.
Yes, they do. Lead is at 20. 37-18. Lead at 19 now as Wright brings it across the timeline. Goes to Nate. Nate goes into Jake. Jake backs his way in. Little hook shot does not go. Good look by Jake, but it didn't finish it. And then the ball goes almost out of bounds. Saved by Air Force. It'll stay with Air Force underneath.
Rankins tried to get a handle on it on the baseline, unable to come up with it. Drops out of bounds, so an inbound opportunity here for the Huskies to try and shorten this big lead of 19 points by the T-Birds.
Down to 2 minutes here in the first half. Now we have a foul off the ball, and they'll call the foul on McGintley. That'll be Nate's third, so he's going to have to come out. Didn't see any of that happening, so I don't comment there.
Yeah, Nate just trying to get in position to guard his man, and as Matt Mooney, number 30, was trying to break, Nate reached out and grabbed a hold of him, so he's going to get called for that.
And Nate, after this foul shot, because it is the double bonus, will come out.
Actually, Nate committed that foul against Trevor Lyons, number 10, who's at the line.
Aldefonso checks back in. He's from down there at Boynton Beach, Florida. 6'5" freshman. And the second one is no good. Nice offensive rebound. Put back is missed. Second time's a charm. Well, he actually kick it back out to McGraw. Smart play. Shot up and good. So actually has a three-point play. One foul shot and the deuce.
Yeah, Matt Mooney drains it from 12 feet.
And back on this end. Oh, the miss is no good there by Wright. Big Jake had a putback point blank and missed it. 1:40 to go. 3 deep in the corner. The Academy's getting back in it here.
Josh Missler on the three-point from the near corner. And the T-Birds will slow it down.
Yeah, they want a timeout here, and it's a 30, so we'll hold it here.
Minute and a half remaining here in the first half. T-Birds still on top, but that lead has been cut severely. 37-24 now, 13-point advantage for the T-Birds.
Yeah, they were up one time by 19, well, a couple times, up by 20 at 34-14.
Air Force with the double free throw advantage now. 10 team fouls, actually more than that. 10 team fouls exactly for the Casper T-Birds. Only 16 fouls against Air Force.
And you noticed, Rick, in the last, 5 minutes or so when we were saying the Birds were shooting 70%, they've dropped down to 57%.
57%, so they dropped below 60. Yeah, they've had a lot of shots bouncing off the rim, right in that corner between the rim and the glass. Just coming up just a tick short. You know, early in the season, you'd expect a few jitters, a few shots to miss their mark.
That's true. So Jay Wright has it to Edwards. Edwards on the dribble. Edwards almost threw it away, and it stays T-Bird ball. Trying to hit Jay Wright on the left wing, almost threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, Josh, to make that Matt Mooney tried to intercept the pass, unable to get a hand on it. Or just barely touches it, rather, instead of intercepting it.
Here's Edwards. Edwards to Wright. Here's the three. High archer. Swish by Wright.
Jay Wright drains it from 18 and a half on the near side. That was a three-pointer the T-Birds needed to get the momentum back.
That was a big three. 64 seconds left. Puts the Birds up by 16 now. So Air Force cut it within 13. Back-to-back throw with a putback. Nice putback by James. Off the missed three. Cuts the lead to 14. Couple more possessions by one team, and we'll be done here at halftime. Fast-paced half, and that is out of bounds. It's a bad pass. Turnover by the Thunderbirds, and that's their 10th of the game. So 40 seconds game clock, 35 shot clock, so the T-Birds will get one more possession. See what Air Force does here. They're pretty patient on their offense. Well, they aren't this time, and the three is there. Bam.
Trevor Lyons from the top of the arc. They're going to say Matt Mooney on the shot.
Okay.
So
Mooney hits the three, and now it's an 11-point lead. T-Birds will play for the last shot here in the first half. They can lead by 11. If they can make something here for three, good by Wright. Back-to-back threes by Wright. Puts the lead back up to 14. So 2 good looks by Wright, Rodeo Rick, and them were good shots, and they were both for 3.
Yeah, Jay Wright, good elevation from outside the arc, good arch on the ball, nothing but net, and a good three-pointer right at the buzzer.
That was sweet. So we are at the half, 43-29. We'll return to the second half action. After this timeout, we'll talk to Mr. Ron Laird, the state commissioner of the Wyoming High School Association. We'll all do that next on
Getting a timely appointment.
them out on the web at CasperDentalArts.com.
Welcome back to the second half of the T-Bird game as they're cruising tonight here at the Suite, 43-29. Rodeo Rick, Marcus with you. And T-Birds won nicely last night, 95-65. That's about what pace they're on to do to playing tonight. So Air Force gets the ball to start the second half. They missed their first shot, and here comes your Birds across the timeline. Riley in there along with Wright, also Edwards starting the second half along with Morgan. T-Birds played very good the first half, pretty patient on offense. There's another three, and it is good. Boy, that's a left-handed touch, and it is nothing but net.
Yeah, tough to defend from that far out as well, about a 19 to 20 footer. As the Air Force Huskies now with the ball trying to get something going of their own.
They're very patient on their offense. Here's Manning. Manning to Lyons, and that's a block. So first team foul goes on the Birds in the first minute of the second half.
Yeah, that's going to be called against Daniel Nuoso.
Nuoso's first, team first. Non-shooting foul. So it'll be inbounded underneath their basket. McGraw will throw it in. Air Force did get within 13, actually 11, but that's as close as they got. There's a nice three there by James. 46-32 on the three by James. T-Birds running their offense. Looks to Morgan. Morgan, Casey Riley directing traffic, the point guard from Rock Springs, redshirt freshman. Now they'll bring it out. Jay Wright's going to set it up. They only have 10 seconds to shoot, and they're about 35 feet from the basket. Isolation play for him, and he throws up a brick off the backboard. But look what I found on the tip. That's offensive goaltending.
Yeah, ball was inside the cylinder above the rim, and Edwards jumped up to keep it in place.
And Rosie Brown runs to the sideline. I don't know if there's a shot clock, something.
Yeah,
or
it could be.
Because it looked like offensive goaltending from here, but maybe Mr. Brown decided maybe they didn't get it off before the shot clock went off.
Or maybe they just noticed the shot clock wasn't running.
Well, it was down to 6 seconds when the three was taken. It didn't hit the backboard, or it didn't hit the rim. It hit the backboard, so that doesn't reset the clock. They're talking about it as we speak.
So I'm wondering if Edwards will get the point.
Well, it wouldn't. They can't redo this.
I got you.
So they're not going to give it to Air Force.
So they stopped the shot because of the shot clock wasn't working. So they did blow the whistle there.
Okay, so they'll reset the 5.
Edwards
and give
does
it to
not.
T-Birds.
Yeah, Edwards does not get the points.
Right.
And the T-Birds will have it to inbounds with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
So actually, that's a benefit for us because I thought it was offensive goaltending when he missed the layup. Yeah. So now they'll get it. Oh, well, they throw it away, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, all that for naught.
Yeah, and there's a foul, and it is good by Lyons.
Yeah, Trevor Lyons on the runner. Gets it to go in, and he'll get a chance to go to the stripe as well.
And that cuts the lead to 12 at 46-34.
Air Force, I think, is going to battle back into this before it's all said and done.
Yeah, the Academy and even 500 from the field at 500%, 50% at 9 for 18. They started out real slow shooting. They've got a little bit better, and that's an 11-point lead. That's the closest they've been in this ball game. They were within 11 under a minute to go here in the first half. So here's the Birds on the attack. Here's Casey Riley. Riley goes into Morgan. Morgan back to Riley. Riley, 3 on the way. No good, not even close.
Off the mark and a rebound from Jacob McGraw and the Huskies as they bring it back down court.
3 on the way, that is a 3, and that is by
CJ. CJ Seipels.
46-38, so back-to-back threes brings them within 8 with 17:31 to go. Here's Morgan. He throws it away again. So turnover by your T-Birds, and here's Lyons. Lyons, horrible pass. Nice save by Nate McGintley, but he can't get it to, or make it, Casey Riley couldn't get it to a T-Bird player. There's a blocked shot out of bounds. It'll be Air Force ball underneath.
Yeah, Tanner Morgan there to reject the shot from CJ Seipels. CJ didn't have a prayer there.
No, he was going into the land of the Giants there. So Air Force will have 31 on the clock. Set play from out of bounds. Nice shot attempt by Manning, but he couldn't get it. And then T-Birds were on the line, and that was Swanson. So it'll be Air Force ball again.
Yeah, Swanson standing out of bounds when he went up after a nice block on the pass attempt. Gives the ball back to the Huskies for the inbound.
So they'll get a third chance here for a 3-point attempt, and it is no good. And that's push on 15 or offensive foul.
That's got to be against 32, and it is. That's against Ryan Manning over the back.
Yeah, good call.
Over the back on the rebound.
Good call by Mr. Durchie. So here comes your Birds looking for a little offense here. They've scored only 3 points in the first 3 minutes here. And here is Jay Wright. Wright on the attack. Goes. He'll get it back, set it back up. 17 on the shot clock. He works right to the foul line. And then he's in trouble there. Now he's wide open for a 3, and he's fouled, so he'll go at the line for a 3 if it is a 3, which I think it was.
It was. They're calling it. Jay Wright going to get a chance to shoot 3 free throws. His shot was off the mark. You know, the first thing I've noticed here in the second half, it seems to be kind of a reversal from the first half. Air Force now taking the ball inside and getting the shots in the lane, while it seems like the T-Birds now have tried to shoot from 3 points, a 3-point arc, and just not finding the success they did in the first half inside.
First one is good.
Still 100% shooting from the stripe, which is good for the T-Birds.
Yes, it is. Win a lot of games when you shoot good foul shots, and we jinxed them. That's okay.
Amen. Yeah, we did. Should have talked about it.
Did that many a time, Rodeo.
9-point advantage now for the T-Birds. Another free throw on the way.
Wright missed 2 of 3.
2 of 3.
So it'll stay 47-38. 9-point lead. Now they're going to, that was all ball there.
Yeah, Nuoso got the wrist is what the officials say, and Nuoso thinks he got the ball, knocked it loose, but the officials went out. They're the ones with the whistles.
Yep. Third team foul on the T-Birds. That's the third foul on Nuoso. So at the line is Lyons. Trevor Lyons for 2. Shoots from the left side. First one is no good.
Nobody moving on the bench for the T-Birds, so Nuoso going to stay in.
Yep. Nuoso, the 6'1 guard from Ontario. Ottawa, Canada. Here's the second, and it is good. So cuts the lead to 8. That's the closest the Academy has been. 16-18 to go, and Dan Russell's seen enough. So we'll take a timeout. We'll be back. T-Birds leading 47-39 on AM 1400 ESPN. Marcus, 51-41's our score, 13-13. A lot better game this second half. Things getting a little bit tighter. Air Force playing a little bit better.
And since the previous timeout, before the media timeout, the T-Birds really responded and have been taking the ball inside, which was what made them so successful in the first half of this game. And in doing so, also changed the pace of the game and forced the Huskies all of a sudden to start taking three-point shots.
Right.
So it was just kind of like a reversal of roles from what they had been doing previously here in the second half.
It will be T-Bird ball. Come out with Swanson, and Swanson's going to get it into Jay Wright. And they'll look for the big guy underneath. Nope, they'll just take the shot there. I thought they might try to post up Edwards. He's been playing pretty tough inside the paint for 6'6". Plays a little bigger than that also. Shot was missed, but it resets the shot clock. Now they'll go into Edwards. Edwards backed his way into a mess and threw it away.
Edwards already has 11 rebounds, 12 points here in this contest. Should have a few more as well, as he's missed some easy put-ins from underneath the glass. But you're definitely right. As far as size goes, he's playing way above his size and able to hold his share of the real estate down below the rim.
Edwards had 20 last night. Jay Wright had 21. Casey Riley had 15. Chase Riley, had 15. Hadn't scored a lot tonight, and Nate McGintley had 13. The Birds won by 30 last night, 95-65.
Yeah, cheap foul there by Jay Wright. So that's the fourth team foul of the second half against the T-Birds.
Okay. Mooney's going to inbounds. Gives it to Manning, and Mooney going to bring it across the timeline and get into the offense for the Air Force Academy. Now they pop back out. Look to take the three, but Mooney will take it. Oh, he actually in midair tipped it to his teammate Lyons for two. That's an air ball.
Yeah, Mooney had the ball come out of his hands as he was elevating.
Midair.
If he would have caught it and come back down, that would have been an up and down and a turnover. So he tried to smartly tip it out to a player. Unfortunately for the Huskies, unable to convert.
Ball gets knocked around right to Edwards' hands, and he got a layup.
Good shot by Edwards in good position to be underneath the board.
Wow. Slapped the glass there. We could hear it all the way up here. He didn't hurt his hand, but there is a foul on the Birds.
Yeah, Edwards trying to dislodge the shot as it was laid up off the glass by Trevor Lyons. Lyons also drew the foul, so he gets the 2 points and going to get a chance for a three-point play.
So Lyons, who had 6 points the first half, short arms the three, but gets his own rebound. Now
Loose
ball on the floor, and that's a jump ball, and it will go T-Bird way. He shot the foul shot, missed it, came right back to him, and then everybody went for the ball, and it's a jump ball, so T-Birds get it.
Well, Lyons couldn't hang on to it either, lost the handle on it, so the ball's rolling around on the hardwood around everybody's feet. Lucky that both teams come out of there without a big foul.
Yeah, here's Wright. Right to Riley. Riley, right side outside the arc, goes inside to Swanson. Riley for three, doesn't go. Rebounded by Lyons, and here comes Air Force across the timeline very quickly. Here's a three from the corner. Swish!
Good elevation by Ryan Manning from 19 feet. And the Air Force prep team drawing a bit closer.
Yes, indeed. They're within 7 now. And here's Nate McGintley. He checked back in, so they're really going with a three-guard offense here. Turnaround jump shot. Nice touch by Swanson.
Garrett Swanson from 8 feet.
11:32 to go. Air Force definitely in the plus column because the Birds. That was a nice pick there. That was a no call.
Should have been.
Yeah, it should have been. I was just going to say Air Force in the driver's seat because that's a 6-team foul on the T-Birds. Air Force only has 2. Wow, that was a nice steal.
Yeah, second foul against George Edwards, who will come to the bench for a breather. Vasquez checks into the game.
Vasquez, the 6'9 freshman from Baja, California. Played his ball at Lincoln High School. McGintley gets blown by the offensive player, and then the shot is missed.
Nice job by Vasquez on the block.
Yeah, it was. So the T-Birds slowing it down a little bit here. Here's Nate McGintley. McGintley to right to Casey Riley. Riley to Vasquez. Turnaround jump shots way short.
Manning returned the favor to Vasquez on the other end.
Yeah, hanging in the air was a tough shot there by Lyons. And now we'll have a jump ball. It'll stay Air Force Academy underneath.
Yeah, Jay Wright went up and got the rebound, but then made the mistake of bringing it down into his midsection, and everybody reaching in trying to get a piece of the ball. They do. They tie him up and get the ball back on the possession arrow, being the Huskies.
Check. So they reset to 35. We're down to 10:44 left in the ball game. And here's Manning. Manning to Lyons. Lyons to Manning. Manning wanted to dribble into the paint. He's going to, and then he gets caught in midair and gets it to Seabolds, and he missed it, and we have an offensive foul. Yes.
Looks like that's going to go against number 32. It's 31, actually. So that's Josh Missler.
Yep.
Yeah, only the third team foul here for the Air Force Huskies.
55-46 is our score. T-Birds lead by 9. And here's Nate. Nate goes into Swanson. Nice turnaround by Swanson. Won't go. Tip up is no good. Ball knocked around, but Air Force keeps the possession. And Lyons has it. Nice fast break. Lay it up and in, and that's the way you draw it up on the board.
Good three-pass fast break for the Huskies to convert on the other end of the floor. That looked good.
That was very, very nice. Missler for 2 to finish that fast break. Here's Casey Riley. Riley to Swanson. Swanson to Nate McGintley. T-Birds need a hoop here. McGintley to Jay Wright. Lob pass was a horrible pass. Probably should have threw a bounce pass. Here comes Lyons. Oh, the shot is blocked. That was nice hustle by Vasquez.
Tanner Morgan.
Okay.
Tanner Morgan hustled back after the weak pass, tried to get the ball down underneath the glass, hustles back to the other end of the floor, picks up a big block as he elevated nicely.
Yeah, and he just threw the bad pass, so it's nice of him to hustle back and stay in the game. 55-48.
Substitution now as Morrison comes in for Air Force Prep. Out comes Lyons for a breather.
They're within 7. They do have the ball. We're under 9:30 to go in the ball game. Here's James on the dribble.
3-point shot here will make it a 4-point ball game.
Sure will. They're looking underneath, but they can't get it to him, and James has still got a dribble. He has
lost the handle.
And he got it back, and here's a 3. In and out, no good. Nice rebound by Morgan. Here comes the T-Birds. They're running. Now they're going to bring it back out. Set it up. Here's Wright to Nate McGintley. McGintley to Chase Riley. Riley works right side outside the arc. Gets it into Morgan. Morgan back to Wright. 15 shot clock. Wright turnaround floater. 14 feet. Good.
Beautiful pick that time by Garrett Swanson to open up Jay Wright for the 8-footer from the far side of the key. Excellent play that time by the Thunderbirds.
Lead goes back up to 9. And a tough second half here as Air Force has been battling back all the way. Counted, and it does go. Will they count it? Yes, they will. And that's a nice drive by James.
Jay Wright called for the foul. That'll be his second and the 7th team foul. So one shot coming up for a 3-point play as Desmond James heads to the line for the Huskies in Air Force Prep.
Well, they haven't put the points on the board yet, but they did count the basket, and if they make this, that'll be a 2-possession ball game. I'm sure the referee said the basket counted. 57-53 is what I have. What's the score there? No, they 57-50. They didn't count the basket, and he only got 1 shot, though, so he should have got 2 shots. Okay. Well, that's up to the Air Force coach to say something about that one.
Well, they're going to right now.
57. I got 57-53. Here's Chase Riley. There's a shot there, and it counts. Yeah, if the basket would not have counted, Rodeo Rick, it would have been a 2-shot foul.
I agree.
Instead, he got one.
He got the 1 shot.
Yeah.
Or it should have been a 1-and-1 in bonus.
Well, yeah, you're right there. That's the other one. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And he made the first.
59-51. Yeah, we'll put that right there and leave it and see what happens. 8:05. Usually this is a veteran score crew. Brian Christian and staff. 59-51 with 8 minutes to go. So that's a big swing there.
Yeah, they may have to go back and check the tape on that if this comes down to a 2-point ball game at the end of this.
Yeah. Apparently Air Force is not going to challenge it, but they should have. 59-53. If they don't want the points, we won't give them to them.
Taking a look from the official stats, it's actually 51. So,
yeah,
according to the official stats online, everything seems to be status quo.
Yep. Oh, that's a travel there. Big time. T-Birds up by 6, 7:31 to go. 59-53.
Clock winding down, a 6-point ball game now. T-Birds really cannot afford to have any more turnovers here. And speaking of turnovers,
nice turnover. Swanson's foul.
Good hustle by Swanson coming back down the other end of the floor to try and help with some full court pressure, and instead finds himself the recipient of the inbound pass. Nice hustle by the big man.
Sure was.
And now he'll go to the stripe and shoot 2.
So Swanson, the 6'7" sophomore via Marquette University from Spokane, Washington, has played well. First one is good.
Seven-point ball game now. Swanson has still got one more free throw to come. Possession arrow in favor of the T-Birds as well, if that comes into play down the stretch here.
Yep.
We'll keep an eye on that for you. Both teams have 4 timeouts remaining. 7 fouls currently for the T-Birds, 5 fouls for Air Force.
So Swanson will have one more. And he short-armed it. It's no good. 60-57. Lead at 7. Here comes Air Force. Wide open layup is good by James.
Again, good passing on the fast break by the Huskies. Good teamwork.
That was very nice. So here's Jay Wright to Casey Riley. Riley on the dribble. Riley to McGintley. McGintley to Wright. Jay penetrates, stops, pops, 15, no good. Air ball out of bounds, Air Force.
Yeah, just way off the mark. Didn't hit the glass or the rim. Actually fell out short into the key. Tried to get tipped in. A little tip-in help there from the T-Birds, but immediate timeouts, 60-55.
You're listening to T-Bird Basketball on AM 1400 ESPN.
support the creation. This is Tbird basketball.
Air Force got the ball inbounds. They turn it over, so it'll be T-Bird basketball as we approach that 6-minute mark, 60-55. Nice pass to Swanson underneath. He traveled. No, that's what I was going to say. I hope not. That basket's up and good and one. Nice move by Swanson.
Yeah, good power move that time by the T-Birds. Again, continuing to pound the ball inside, trying to get it to the glass. That was the difference in the first half of play, and now since they've been trying to kind of drift out and shoot more threes here in the second half, they've allowed Air Force to really close the gap as they lead only by 7 now.
Swanson makes it. He's had a nice second half. 8-point lead off the three-point play the hard way. Both teams in the 1-1 from here on out. 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go, and they get it to James. James has played awful good here the second half. That backdoor cut is faked out, and James makes it, and Air Force takes the 30. We'll keep it right here. 63-57. 6-point lead by your T-Birds. Don't forget, sports fans, we'll be up in Gillette, Razor City next Friday for the prep game of the week. It's the semifinals. The Mustangs at 7-3 take on the undefeated Gillette Camels from Gillette. So that will be a very, very good game next Friday night.
Yeah, I honestly believe that's for the state championship here. Yeah. I don't know that East or Sheridan, who's meeting in the other semi, I don't know that either one of those teams can contend with NC or Gillette in the state championship. But that game, of course, will be played in Laramie.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about a state championship and the fact that all these teams have faced each other once, anything can happen. That's why they play the games.
That's true, and Cheyenne East offense has really been sort of on a fizzle. They've scored a lot of points there the first 4 or 5 games of the season, and then they only mustered 13 points against their cross-round rivals, Cheyenne Central, and won that game 13-7. Evanston got hammered by Gillette, and Sheridan hammered Laramie also, but that game was close at the half. Here's Nate McGintley, 63-57. We're under 5:40 to go here in the ball game. Into the corner to Nate McGintley to Swanson. Swanson to Wright. Wright directing traffic with 5 on the shot clock. He's going to have to fire up his shot or they're not even going to get one off. And bad pass. So he got his own pass. He bounced it off of Edwards' back and got the layup. How do you do to make that one 8-point lead?
Looked like something you'd see from the Harlem Globetrotters a little bit there.
Well, that's exactly right there. That was crazy play. Here's James for 3, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Swanson. So Swanson, you can tell he's played a good second half. He played that year at Marquette University, D1. And he's certainly been smooth out here the second half. Here's McGintley, top of the key, left side to Wright. Wright back to Casey Riley. Riley to Wright. Wright to Swanson. Tough lob pass, and Edwards got it for 2.
Nice put in there by Edwards. I tell you what, when he's on the court, he sure makes a difference for the T-Birds, both offensively and defensively. He is not afraid to mix it up in the paint. And a timeout.
Timeout.
4:27 remaining here in this contest. A 10-point lead for the T-Birds over the Air Force Prep Huskies. 10 points in 4.5 minutes. Man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of time here. This could swing either way.
Boy, you're right. And Air Force has played a lot better.
They sure have.
T-Birds shooting 50% from the field, along with the Air Force at 46. Pretty even, 6 for 11 on the threes for 54 for the T-Birds, 6 for 18 for 33%. And foul shots, Air Force has gone to the line a little bit more, and turnovers 22-18. That's down from the first half.
Yeah, and free throw percentages as well. I mean, you mentioned they've gone to the line a few more times, but shooting 65% for Air Force Prep. Casper College shooting 64% as well, just a little bit less than that. I tell you what, it's pretty even there, and if it comes down to free throws, that could really win this game for the T-Birds.
Yeah, Air Force called that timeout to set up Missler for a 3, and he missed it. He was really short. They wanted that three real quick. Here's McGinley to right to Nate. Nate on the dribble. Right side outside the arc on the dribble is Wright. Wright goes to the corner. He traveled, and he did. He moved those, shuffled both feet at the same time. Turnover, Birds.
Yeah, Wright looks over to the side, to the bench to say, what did I do wrong? And the coach is barking in a play now. So young man will think about that for a second or two and then go right back at it as now we're inside of 4 minutes and counting.
Yeah. Across the timeline is Air Force. Mooney to Manning. Manning in some trouble. And he was out of bounds. Was 31, Missler.
Misslers took a step back before he started his charge for the baseline, and in doing so, dropped his right foot out of bounds. An excellent opportunity here for the T-Birds to try and break away from this 10-point advantage they've had for quite some time.
Yep, just run clock here. Take it down to 5 or 6 and get your shot off. Here's Wright. Wright to Chase. Chase to Swanson. Swanson, lob pass. Nice lob. Lay it up and in.
And he should have got a foul, too, as well, as he was double-teamed by a couple of Huskies under the rim.
Nice shot, pass, and nice make by Edwards. 4-possession ball game with 3:13. Layup there is blown big time by Mooney. Here's Wright. Wright's going to burn clock. He dribbles it almost to center court. 22 shot clock, 2:51 game clock, and here's Nate McGinley. McGinley gets it to Wright. Wright to Swanson. Swanson, tough shot, in and out, no good. Way to go, put back, Jay Wright.
Jay Wright, like a missile that time, came knifing into the glass, catches the ball midair, puts it right back in.
Beautiful execution, traveling.
Timeout being called now by the Huskies.
Yep, so the Academy wants to talk to it again. Again, it's a full one, and they're down to one timeout.
Yeah, 14-point lead now by the T-Birds. That's exactly what they wanted to see. A couple of good put-ins, especially that last one there by Jay Wright, as Edwards had missed his opportunity and the ball kind of kicked out wide off the rim, and Jay Wright able to put that right back up for the easy score and extend that lead with 2:32 remaining. Possession arrow still with the T-Birds. As far as timeouts go, T-Birds have 4 and only 1 remains for the Air Force Prep Huskies.
What's Missler there from the three-point arc?
He is 1 of 1 from three-point range.
Okay,
I'm sorry, 1 of 5.
Okay, because they took that timeout just to set him up for a 3 when they were down 8, and he missed it. Yeah, they're not 6 for 19 from the arc, so actually there's no really go-to guy for the arc, that's for sure.
C.J. Seipels has 1. Trevor Lyons has 1. He's 1 of 3. C.J.'s 1 of 2. Matt Mooney, 1 of 2. Josh Missler, 1 of 5. Ryan Manning, 1 for 1. Desmond James, 1 for 5.
71-57 if you're just joining us. Coach Canary's Ladybirds and Coach McNamee's team, they win 104-86. High-scoring affair. Coach Canary goes 2-0, and he'll have a couple of tough games next week with Otero and Sheridan College. They're at home. I'd like to thank the Wyoming Oil and Gas people for this sponsoring the Tip-Off Classic. Birds get the ball in. Here's Wright for 2. Swish. Or down the stretch. He's money in the bank.
Back-to-back buckets for Jay Wright.
Showing some good intestinal fortitude for these teams, the Birds and the Red. That's a foul there. Two shots coming. But they really executed. Swanson to Edwards have passed, made some really good passes to each other, and that was a great play by Wright.
Yeah, Garrett Swanson that time called for the block there, as Trevor Lyons will go to the line for the Air Force Prep Huskies.
73-57. Nate McGinley out there for your Birds, along with Swanson, Wright, George Edwards, and Chase Riley.
Yeah, a little more comfortable here at 16 points versus the 10-point advantage they enjoyed just 40 seconds ago.
And some of the fans start heading out. And there must be a storm blowing in because that wind really picked up.
First of two is good.
We're at 2:07 left in the ball game. Stay tuned for the Cathedral Energy Services postgame show. We'll talk to head coach Danny Russell. Second one is up and in. That's the first points for Air Force in 3 minutes. So good defense by the Thunderbirds. 73-59. Almost a steal. And Coach Russell takes a timeout.
I think that was a good one.
Yeah, it's a full.
So as the clock was starting to wind down there, the T-Birds found themselves under pressure and the ball being knocked around. So take that timeout while you've got a few to burn.
Yep. 73-59 is our score. We're just under 2 minutes at a minute 58 to go here in this ball game. Boy, it doesn't seem like basketball already. Boy, this is full swing of everything. You got the high school sports, you got NFL football, college basketball. I know the Wyoming Cowboy basketball team starts pretty soon, and Coach Legursky, Lady Cowboys, Cowgirls always have a good tournament or a team. And then good luck to Coach Sharman and the Lady volleyball team. They'll hop on Air Thunderbird and head down to Torrington for the Region 9 Volleyball Championship. The winner of the Region 9 will come right here into Caspertown for the Sweet 16 National College, Junior College tournament here at the Casper Event Center.
That'll sure be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Checking a couple of those scores from around the Mountain West Conference. Of course, the Wyoming Cowboys off this week with a bye. The Boise State, Colorado State game, we were pretty interested in that last night. It's a final now from Fort Collins. Boise State walks out of Colorado a winner, 42-30. Colorado State did
they came
battle back a little bit.
13 fourth quarter points, yeah.
In the second quarter, Fresno leads Nevada 14-7.
Okay, and you're up to date. So here's the T-Birds. They'll get it across the timeline to Edwards. Now they just want to burn some clock here. And Air Force doesn't want to foul, but they're going to anyway. So that'll be 1-1 from here on out for Casper College.
Other finals here. San Diego State knocked off New Mexico 35-30.
Wow.
Air Force beat Army 42-28. Utah State knocked off Hawaii. That was no... I don't know how to put it.
We knew that one.
Yeah, there was no surprise there.
No surprise.
47-10, and San Jose State knocks off UNLV 34-24.
That was a pick'em game there for sure, as Wright makes the first one.
And the game you were interested in, Florida State up over Miami 41-14.
That's over. Be interesting to see who finishes number 2, the Ducks from Oregon or Florida State. Florida State still got a couple of games left that, they've got to play Florida, but Florida's down this year, that's for sure. And that's a violation, 3 to make 2 here by Mr. Wright, as Air Force was in the lane way too early.
Texas Tech was upset by Oklahoma State.
Wow.
Earlier today, 52-34. Trying to see if any other upsets here.
Is that the team with the Johnny quarterback or whatever his name is?
No.
Okay.
No. You're thinking Texas A&M,
okay.
yeah. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, always a pretty
good
team.
Yeah, they are. T-Birds make 1 of 3, and then they get a steal down here. So a minute 35 to go. Air Force has got to try for the steal, and they're going to foul, and they no use fouling. They're down 15 as we speak. But I guess just do what you got to do.
Yeah, taking a look around the top 25 here, trying to see. Looks like Oregon's got the week off as well.
Yeah, Alabama did too.
Unless they played earlier in the week. Let me take a look here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No. So, yeah, Oregon with the week off.
Riley makes the first. He'll have 1 more.
But since you asked, Texas A&M was a winner over UTEP 57-7. If you want to talk
got
about
it down.
Johnny football for a while, you can.
No thanks. Only Johnny Football I knew was Johnny Unitas.
Exactly.
You can say he was Johnny Football. Both of them are made by McGintley. This is how stingy the T-Bird defense has been. They've only given up one basket since the 6-minute mark. So over 5 minutes of defense there. They've really played tight.
Another three-point attempt misses the mark for the Huskies, and then a cheap foul, quick foul drawn. So 2 shots, or make that the going against number 20 rather. That's Jacob McGraw being called for the foul. So it will be a 1-and-1. Chase Riley going to do the free throw shooting. Chase won, or actually this will be his first trip to the line here tonight. Take it back, they just updated. Second trip to the line tonight.
Okay.
He's 2 for 2 already. See if he can extend on that.
Yep, he just made the last 2. He's a very good shooter. He's a red shirt. And one thing about a red shirt is you still got to practice.
Absolutely.
For the whole year, and that's awful tough when you bust yourself, work hard and practice to not play a game. But that's the way it is. Probably made him a better player. 78-59. We're down to almost a minute here. There's a 3 there that's no good, rebounded by Swanson. Swanson loses the handle, is not last touched by McGraw.
Jacob McGraw able to get in the way of the pass after Swanson pulled down the big rebound. Now inside of a minute.
Yep, 78-59. T-Birds put this one away on good defense down the stretch. Oh, travel.
I was just getting ready to say they're going to work the shot clock when
Wright
took an extra step.
Yeah. T-Birds going to go 2-0. Danny Russell undefeated so far earlier in this season. Nice back door, nice defense by Swanson to block it.
Rejected
D.
Jacob McGraw, Swanson did. And another foul on the floor. This one, I believe, is going to be against Trevor Lyons.
Yeah, and I don't know why Air Force, they're just frustrated now while they're fouling. They don't have a chance.
Yeah, down by 19 with 32.7 seconds remaining. And they don't even have the advantage of the possession arrow to try and tie it up. So.
No. First one is no good. So the Birds at the 6-minute mark go on a 15-2 run. Air Force had 1 basket in the last 6 minutes of this ball game.
Yeah, I think that timeout right before the media timeouts where things really shifted.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And the T-Birds got back to what they were doing best, which was pound the ball inside up against the glass and pull down rebounds. And that really helped them to pull away and get this almost out to a 20-point advantage again.
Yeah, they'll give them that point.
Yeah, Manning on the spin move underneath, uncontested, able to lay that up and in for an easy 2.
Yep, T-Birds will go to 2-0, and they'll get ready for their next week action. So we won't have any games on Friday up from here at the Swede. We'll be up in Gillette, but we'll have a doubleheader on Saturday. And Nate McGintley's going to dribble it out, and that'll be the ball game. So stay tuned. Coming up next is the Cathedral Energy Service postgame show. Thank you, Bob Gunther and staff. Cathedral Energy Services postgame is next on AM 1400 ESPN.
Holiday season, giving back to the community can be as simple as going out to eat. Sign at Pizza Ranch Monday, November
I was always the last guy off the court. I'm horrible from the free throw line.
Well, Coach Russell's going to make his way up for the post-game show brought to you by Cathedral Energy Services. So we'll have Coach come on up, and a nice win for Danny as Coach Russell gets a nice win here tonight at the Swede to go 2-0. And joining us on the Cathedral Energy Services post-game show. Danny, sit down. You've been standing all day.
Yeah.
Hey, good
Thank
win.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming up.
You bet, Coach. First half, you really got started great. You're up 19. You let Air Force come back a little bit, 43-29, but made some adjustments the second half. And really, Coach, you called a timeout there, and with 6 minutes to go in this ball game, you were up by 6, and you really put the whammy on defense there. Air Force really only got that one basket in the last 6 minutes, except the basket with about 20 seconds left, which didn't mean anything. You went on a 15-2 run, give them the extra basket. You really put the clamps defensively on them.
Yeah, that's our staple. We've been preaching that since day one. That's our culture. That's what we do. We got to hang our hat on defending and finishing possessions with rebounds. So at the same time, this is a young group.
Oh boy.
Super young group. You hit it on the head early. We had them down 20, 22, whatever it was. And we're so young. We got to learn how to hold leads, play smart, value the ball, transition defense, blocking out, all that small stuff. We got to learn, but we'll get them there. We'll get them there.
I thought they played really good, as a team. They got within 5. That was the closest they got, 6 with 6 to go. But down the stretch, Coach, I thought Edwards and Swanson really played good. Some nice passing inside. They played together where they could make those layups, and they did really well.
Yeah, those two have done pretty good this fall. Obviously have done well these first 2 games here. Had really good weekends. But at the same time, they have room to grow, just like everybody else, just like myself. We all have room to grow. But I think it was a total team effort. I know the box score may not show that, but everybody defended, everybody rebounded. I think, we beat them on the rebounding side of it, which was going to be a huge deal for us because I just thought they were a lot bigger and stronger than we were. So that was a great sign for us.
And Jay Wright had some not so good turnovers, but all in all, 10 for 16 from the field, 2 for 2 from the arc, 3 for 8 from the foul line, 25 points to lead your Birds. Good game for him.
Yeah, no, and he's young. He's got to grow up. He's got to learn that type of stuff in a close game will end up losing you a game. So we got to tighten a few things up. He's got to tighten a few things up, and we'll check out the film tonight, get after it, and get ready to go for our next one.
53% from the field, Coach, 30 for 56, night in, night out. You'd like that.
Yeah, but as you know, it's probably not going to happen every single night. So
we're at home.
Yep. We got to do a little bit better at the free throw line. Shooting 68% in our own gym isn't acceptable.
So we got there a lot either, 13, 19. But you'd like to shoot 75, 80 at home?
Somewhere around there would be nice. Yeah. I'd take it right now. But we'll hopefully we'll get them there.
Well, and I thought a kid that doesn't show up in the box score a lot, they played pretty darn good. I thought Chase Riley had a good game. He got his 7 points, down mainly at the foul line. He was 4 for 4, but he handled the ball pretty well and played pretty good. He's a redshirt kid that played every day in practice last year, and he did pretty good tonight.
Oh, yeah, all this hard work is paying off for Chase, and I love it. He's such a great kid.
Good kid, you bet.
I'm glad Casey gets to hang around and coach him. Not a whole lot of people have that opportunity to coach your little brother, and Chase has worked his tail off to this point now. And Garrett Swanson didn't play last night, didn't have a great first half, but he responded to the challenge late the second half, and he was big for us. So
made some big rebounds and had some good shots inside the paint.
Yeah,
good kid.
We're going to need him. So,
yep.
Like I told him, it's going to be a total team effort every single game for us.
Well, Coach, good job. We won't have the game on Friday, but we'll have your game on Saturday. We'll have to head up north and do a little football, but good job, Danny. You got a good bunch of kids.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming up.
You betcha. Danny Russell, head coach of your Casper College Tbirds, brought to you by Cathedral Energy Services. Final thoughts coming up, AM 1400 ESPN.
Getting a timely appointment with a dentist doesn't have to be like a toothache. At River Rock Dental, a general family dentistry practice,